Hey guys! So as you can see, it's already a bit messy in here. I am making banana muffins to take into studio tomorrow because I have my student advisory committee, which I explained in the last video, coming in early, so I thought I'd bake some up. And then I'm making some for my group, my studio group, because everyone's getting just a little stressed, so I thought some baked goods would be good. And then I'm going to bring in some for the faculty to say thank you. So I've already made 2 batches, and they are over there cooling on the table. And then I've got a batch in the oven, and then I'm going to make up the last one, and I thought I'd show you what I do for this recipe. So I was just going to get, Okay, so the recipe that I use is lovingitvegan.com. It's from their website, but I do make a couple adjustments, so I will post my recipe, but that's the original one if you want to go check it out. So I'm going to get organized and we'll get started. Okay, so the original recipe calls for 2 cups of flour, and what I'm going to be doing is 3.5 cups of, a cup and a half of normal flour, and then I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour. So I'm going to put that in. As you can see, it's already been used. Up next, we're going to put in just under 1/2 cup of white sugar and just under 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. It does call for a full 1/2 cup in the original recipe, but I just think that's a lot of sugar, and I'm subbing in some applesauce later, so that's how much I'll put in. Up next is going to be 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Next, just a little bit of sea salt. Don't go too crazy, just a shake or 2. Then something not called for, but that I'm adding in, is some vanilla, just a splash of that, and then I'm going to pop in some cinnamon. On the last batch, being able to put stuff away. So that's all of our dry. So now we're going to work with our wet. So over here I have 4 bananas, kind of just broken into pieces, and then what I'm going to do is take a big fork and I'm just going to mash that all up. I did forget to say you should start your flax egg now, so 1 tablespoon of flax and 3 tablespoons of water, and then keep mashing up those bananas. The best way to do it with one hand is to mash it against the side, which I can't really demonstrate here, but that's going to help you mush it up. You could also use a blender if you wanted. Mashing away there, but my other batch should be done. Sorry about that. Yeah, looking good. Sorry, loud noises. But they're springing back when I touch them on the top, so those are good to go. So I'm gonna go set those out to cool. Okay, so it did take a while, but we got it, and make sure to take your time, or make sure to use that blender because you don't want giant chunks of banana. So then to this, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of almond brie, or any plant milk's totally fine. And then it calls for 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, but I'm not a huge fan of using that much oil. So what I'm gonna do is 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 2 tablespoons of applesauce, and then mix it all together. I'm going to mix that together. I just did want to say, with the coconut oil, you want to be using coconut oil that's at room temperature, but once you add in the cold plant milk and the applesauce, it's definitely going to seize up on you. It's okay for this recipe. It's not a problem. It'll sort itself out. So sometimes with cookies, that's a big problem, but not today, so... So just on the gluten-free front, I have one friend in my studio, Jack, who is gluten-free, and so I just took this banana mix, and instead of adding it to my normal flour, I just put in some gluten-free flour for him, so I'm just going to make him like 1, maybe 2, we'll see how far this stretches. So just saying, if you're gluten-free, you can totally pull this off too. So now I'm going to add the wet into the dry, along with my flax egg, and then I'm just gonna stir it up. Alright, so everything's in there. So once again, I'm going to use my favorite mixing technique. You cut through the center, turn it around, and just keep going until it's all combined. Okay, so we're ready to put the batter in. So make sure to pan your tin. I'm going to do that real fast. Okay, so I've got my tin all pammed up, and altogether these are gonna make about 24, so 2 trays. And so what I like to do is use an ice cream scoop and get a dollop in there, and then just let it plop right in. And I feel like that's the easiest way to, and then I'd scrape it out with my finger to get the right kind of amount. So just a nice like spoonful, and you don't want them too full. Probably about there. I'll show you when I'm done. All right, now we're gonna bake these on 350, and they've been taking, sorry, it's so loud, but I move it. They've been taking 18 minutes on the dot, but we'll always go ahead and check them at 15, so I'll just set my timer. Okay, so the dishes for this one aren't too bad, but the rules in my family's house is if I cook, you clean, so guys, get to it. Come on. Come on. Guys, come on. I cooked. You gotta clean. Okay, I cleaned up. I know you guys would have done it for me if you were here, right? Right? And all before the timer's even gone off for our 15 minutes, so nice and easy. And then we'll put in that second batch. I did want to take a second, because I always seem to forget at the end of videos, to click that little subscribe button, because then you will get little notifications of when I post up new videos so that you can keep track of me. So go ahead and just hit it. All right, that was 15 minutes, so let's give it a check. Yep, you can see pretty light and not quite ready to come out. So 3 more minutes and those should be perfect. Just wanted to say as a reminder, don't forget to pan between every batch or they will start sticking. And then I did wipe out the ones that I'm going to be putting, I'm just calling them Jack's Muffins at this point, because he's gluten-free, but he doesn't have celiac. Sammy does. If I was baking for her, I would completely wash out the tray, but Jack doesn't have an allergy. He just feels better when he eats gluten-free, so I'm not taking that extra precaution. So I'm gonna put this in. See you in a second. All right, last batch. Here we go. All right, all done. Look at all those muffins. So these are the normal ones, and then the gluten-free are over there. So what's gonna happen is 15 of these will go to my studio group, 5 of these will go to my advisory committee, and the rest will go to teachers. So I'm gonna grab a plate and we'll try them in just a sec. Okay, let's give it a try. It looks so squishy. Still really warm. This is one of my favorite banana bread recipes. It tastes so comforting and like home. I don't know. It's nice balance with the cinnamon, with the salt. Great texture. The second and third batch definitely went better. I screwed up and forgot a banana on the first one. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you decide to make this recipe. I would love to hear how you thought it went. See what you made. You can do it in muffins, you can make it in one big loaf pan, whatever you want. Yeah, so leave me a comment down below. Is there anything else you want me to bake up and veganize for you? And I hope you're having a rockin' day.